bless you. My name's Joe Mitchell. I've been saved since the 18th of January 1991. I got saved after 5 years of people telling me about the love of Christ. I was in America working during the first Iraqi war, and we decided, me and my wife, to after ringing the parents up and ringing hers, that we would come back to England just in case a world war broke out. And we got on an aeroplane, the first flight we could get out of LAX airport in Los Angeles, and we flew back. And during that flight, going over the eastern seaboard, we hit probably the worst storm. They said it was the worst storm in American history. We were flying through it on the 747, and you know what? It seemed like everything stood still. And for the first time in my life, I knew that I had control of nothing. I knew that there was a higher force, in the sense that I needed somebody higher than myself, you know, because the plane looked like it was going to crash. It went out of its envelope. People were crying and screaming. People were sickened, and you know, the food trolleys were going up and down, and you know, it was terrible turbulence. All the alarms of the plane came on. There was lightning all the way around us, and you know, the plane pretty much, you know, went completely out of control. And I generally thought that me and my wife and kids were going to die. And you know, for the first time in my life, I truly called out to the Lord. After 5 years of people telling me about Christianity and brothers coming to my place to share the love of Christ, you know, I came to a stage in my life where I prayed out to God and I said, Lord, you know, don't take my wife and kids on this flight. They haven't done nothing wrong. And you know, for the first time, I heard this voice say to me, what are you going to do for me? And I promised God on that flight that, you know, if the plane landed safely, I was trying to have a deal, as we are traveling people, trying to have a deal with God really, that, you know, if the plane landed safely, I would become one of these Christians, if it meant me coming closer to Him. I didn't really understand it. And anyway, about 15 minutes, which seemed like 15 days at the time, we pulled out of the terrible storm, and a few hours later we landed at Heathrow Airport. And rather than doing what I promised God, I went to the pub, and you know, not glorifying the devil, but you know, I got drunk with the boys, and second night and the third night, I did the same thing. But one thing that happened, each night I went to bed, I had the same dream, and it was like a recording of what happened on the aeroplane. It was like a recording of what I promised God. And you know, on the fourth morning, I got up and I said to my wife, I'm going to become one of these born-again Christians. I said, because I promised God on that aeroplane. I said, and I thank God that we're here and we're home safe with the children. And she said, do whatever you want to do. She said, I'm going to go wherever my mum and dad goes when they die. I said, well, in that case, I said, you're going to have to do that. And you know what? I went outside. My sister-in-law, Lena, was a Christian at the time, and I asked her what I had to do. And we didn't even know back then that there was any Travellers churches. But I said, you know, what do I have to do? And she said, come with me and I'll take you to the little gorgeous Pentecostal church down the road. And we got in the car, and my wife said, you're really going to do this? I said, yes. I said, I'm really going to do this. And she got in, and I thank God we both went down and, you know, made a decision to follow the Lord then. And you know, it's been a long time. It's been 25 years. Since then, I became a minister, pastored churches. I'm the treasurer of Light and Life. I'm one of the trustees of Light and Life. I preach the gospel all around the world. I've had many, many things in my life since then happened. I've had a son shot, a girl get stabbed, had a girl go to prison for 5 years. I've had 3 heart attacks and heart operations. I had 2 cancers. Many things happened, but not once did God ever leave me or forsake me. You know, and I want to tell you, you know, today we're on the convention down at Carmarthen. Only 10 days ago I buried my dad. And you know, we buried my dad with rejoicing of his life. And what do I mean by that? It was simply this. My dad got saved through me being saved. Yeah, and him seeing the change in my life. And you know, I can stand here today beyond a shadow of a doubt to know that I know that I know that my dad's in heaven. That's why we could sing round the graveside. That's why we had the gospel preached at the graveside, because it was a celebration of life rather than mourning of death. And if you don't know the Lord, I would just say to you, simple as this, yeah, come to Jesus, because He died for you.
Amen. God bless.
Yeah, how can it be?